Hello everyone, and welcome to What If But Not, a new internet show where we ask, what if, but not?
You weren't supposed to turn me on, but just one night then you'd be gone. You weren't supposed to make me cry, and I never asked why.
Not that we don't ask, what if, but more along the lines of, what if we asked what if, but none of it mattered? I'm your host, Brian, and in this episode, we're going to talk about what if Avengers Infinity War Part 2, also known as Avengers, we don't know the subtitle yet, ends with a multiverse. First off, what I want to address is what if Marvel's subtitle for their next movie is not Endgame, like some people have been saying it is, but Secret Wars. That's right, not Secret War, Secret Wars. Many wars taking place in secret. This idea comes from two different events that have happened in the Marvel comic books. The first being when a hip dude known as the Beyonder, who had a 70s style and an even more 70s hairdo, took a bunch of good guys and took a bunch of bad guys and put them on a table and said, whoever wins is good and whoever loses is bad. Basically trying to figure out what is better, good or bad. And he learned in the end that... Anyway, the second Secret Wars took place when Dr. Doom decided to take a bunch of universes and make a Frankenstein universe. And by that, I don't mean like a universe with a bunch of Frankensteins. However, note to self, what if but not, Dr. Doom took a bunch of universes and decided to make one universe where they're all Frankenstein. But in this universe, he took little bits of different kinds of universe and made one whole universe and threw them all together. This is the idea of where I think the start of the next phase of Marvel begins. By taking multiple universes and having them all separate, but having them connected with like a little thread or... So, Doctor Strange, the movie, has already addressed that there are many different universes, as well as the Ant-Man movies explaining that there are different kind of micro-universes and quantum realms. This opens up an idea that maybe these other universes can be exactly like ours, but with slight adjustments. So the idea is, they're going to have to get the Infinity Gauntlet. But Thanos has got the Infinity Gauntlet, and he doesn't want to let go of it, because he's using it to garden now. It's his gardening gloves. So everyone else is going to have to come and find a way to get all the gems in the Infinity Gauntlet, but that's different. And the way to do that is through dimensions or time travel. So my what if is, what if the next movie involves all the characters deciding to time travel to specific points where they know and when they know certain gems are, picking up those gems and then going back to their time to fight Thanos. Now, this could cause a lot of issues. First off, there's already plausibility that it could happen. Each of the Avengers have a rough idea where one of the stones is at any given time. Nebula knows about the Soul Stone. Tony Stark has not only seen Doctor Strange's Time Stone, but he's also seen the Mind Stone and the Space Stone. Thor has seen the Reality Stone, and Rocket Raccoon knows about the Power Stone. That's 6. They know how to get all of them, one way or another. So that just leads them to go into that specific time, which has been hinted at with the recent Ant-Man movie. Time travel, the time vortex, don't want to get caught in those, or else, you'll create the next movie, and we can't have that. So now with them all going through different times, picking up the stones, this creates problems. As all time travel movies do. You do something in the past, it affects things in the future. However, what if time is fixed? What if their realm of time, when they go back in time, doesn't necessarily affect their timeline? They can go back in time and take something, but it doesn't really change what's already happened, because once time has happened, you can't undo time. As the great scientist Dr. Bowie said, time can change me, but but you can't trace time. So they each go back in time, and each time they do, they create a new spin-off timeline, a new world, a new reality, as it were. And they have to do this 6 times, creating 6 realities. Or maybe they just do it 5 times and find a way to get another reality just because. Maybe they get 2 in 1. They've done that before. They could probably do it again. They know where stones are. So then, they get all the stones, they get their gauntlet, they change time, and then they go fight Thanos. And Thanos is like, oh, how'd you guys get that? I got this. You can't have that if I got this. And they're like, well, we went through time, and we got our own Infinity Gauntlet. It's at this moment that Thanos is the sole person of reason who goes, you went in time and, like, changed time? Did you not listen to that David Bowie song? You can't do that. And they're just like, screw you, we're the good guys, you're the bad guys, woo woo, bang, bing, bong, boom. It's at this point that he's like, okay, yeah, you win, I don't care, I did a bad thing, but you, like, messed with reality and, like, basically have weakened our own reality as well as the other realities, made them all unstable. This gets into my what if, my big what if. If they go in time, what if that creates an unstable set of 5 or 6 realities? And now they have to essentially find a way to stabilize them using the stones. So once they realize that all these realities are now kind of warped because of the stuff they did that warped it, they're like, well, hey, Thanos, what do we do to make all the time stable again? That's where we get into the what if. I know I already said that we got into what ifs before. This is the next level of what if. What if the next set of Avengers movies, also known as Phase 4, take place in separate realities? This does 2 things. First off, it gives freedom. Freedom for directors to do what they want to do with the properties that they have. No longer do they have to worry about, oh, I want to do this one thing, but if I do this, then it'll ruin Captain America. This also gives the opportunity for Marvel to smoothly give Sony back Spider-Man with a firm foundation so they can keep using Tom Holland and have him involved with Venom and Black Spider and Silver Silk and the Green Gooboos and all those kids. He can finally come home to all the rest of Sony's Marvel properties, even though be better to have him with Marvel's properties, but it also gives him the freedom to, in a way, travel between 2 worlds without having a bunch of the other Marvel characters having to travel between 2 worlds. Yeah, Tom Holland can meet with Venom, but Venom can't meet with Thor. Never. Venom can never meet with Thor. Never. So this creates this cool idea that directors are given freedoms to do what they want with the characters. No longer are they bound by the constraints of reality or rules that they've set in the past. This also gives them the freedom to make movies that aren't tied to this giant long arc of movies they've made so far. People are tired of having to watch Marvel movies, but at the same time, they still want to watch Marvel movies. They just don't want to have to watch all the Marvel movies. They want to be able to watch a Marvel movie and think, that's a cool story. That's a fun adventure. And it's cool that there are connections. But they don't want to have to. They want the freedom to be able to say, I don't want to see Spider-Man. Which would be crazy. Why wouldn't you want to see Spider-Man? But for the theory's sake, it gives them the freedom to say, I don't want to see Spider-Man, but I do want to see Thor, but I still want to get what's going on in Thor without having to see Spider-Man. The other thing it gives is weight. If at the end they just snap their fingers and everybody's back, then suddenly all the weight that exists before, while still there, kind of lessens, because there's no real problem. There's no real consequence. Instead of just killing people off or undoing the snap, there has to be huge ramifications of what happens. And if they decide to split up universes and everyone has to say goodbye to everyone they loved in the beginning, that gives weight. That is an equal undoer of a snap. Spider-Man has to say goodbye to Iron Man, not because he's dying, not because other people are dying, not because he's alive, but because Iron Man is staying in this universe, Spider-Man is staying in this universe. And they never get to see each other again because there's a universe in between them. They got to do that Doctor Who thing where they put their hands together, and David Tennant says, "I love you," and it gets cut off because they can't touch each other anymore because they're in beaches. But my point is still valid. You have to have weight. You can't just snap and unsnap. You have to say, hey, all the people want to come back to life. A sacrifice has to be made, and it has to be more than just one character dying. It has to be people saying goodbye forever, but in a way that's unexpected. Say the movie ends. Say Avengers Infinity War decides to do this what if, and there are now 6 universes. The Prime universe that Tony Stark lives in with his family 5 years into the future, which, I mean, you can't undo a family. That's just wrong. That'd be mean to do. And you gotta put people back to where they started. So anything that happens, you're gonna be splitting people up to 2 different universes. At least. So you've got Tony Stark in one universe. Maybe you've got Spider-Man in another universe. Black Panther and Doctor Strange, they're like, hey, we're friends now. We're going to check out this universe. Captain America is like, is there a universe that I can just be in the 40s? And they're like, you know what? Let's just send you back to the 40s and you can grow up in the 40s. And he's like, hot diggity. That sounds just dandy. Because he's a 40s boy now. It has so many cool ideas. And now you get to create these stories that no longer you're asking, well, wait, why isn't Iron Man save the day? Because you've got Spider-Man in a world of his own that he has to protect now. He is the hero of his own universe, his own world. You've got Black Panther in a world that he only can protect. You've got Captain Marvel in a universe only she can protect, but maybe she has the Reality Stone so she can travel between them. What if in the future a new villain is like, hey, why is there 6 timelines instead of 1? I'm going to go destroy those timelines. And then she has to take the stone and she's like, I'm going to go into this world and get Spider-Man. I'm going to go in the other world and get Black Panther. I'm going to go in this world and say hi to Ant-Man, but we'll leave him here because what is he going to do up against a cosmic threat? And they're just going to get a team together and create a new Avengers. And it's going to be a dimensional Avengers. And that is just a what if, but not. My name is Brian Daly. I hope you enjoyed this what if. If you enjoy more, subscribe. I'm new to this. I don't know which way I'm pointing. I'm just going to keep pointing. If you see a subscribe button where I'm pointing, then click it.
You weren't supposed to turn me on. Just one night, then you'd be gone. You weren't supposed to make me cry.